Hello guys and welcome to today's daily puzzle group hug. Let's get right to it. So what do I see? Well, considering the title and what I see on the board, it is pretty likely that we have to go for a smaller mate. Why do I say that? Well, because we have the knight over here that can move in two ways to give a check on the king that only has one square to go. And the king is flanked by its own pieces, and the square it can go is also covered by one of our pieces, which is covered by another one of our pieces. So what should we do using our knight? Why am I saying to start with knight? Well, obviously because if we use the queen, then they can clearly use the king, after which they have their other rook to dodge as well. So obviously we are not going to go for this because then they can bring in their queen, which would then be doubly covered, and all of that would be more than plenty to counter our two attacking pieces, as they would already have countered our knight. Now, however, if we go over here, then we uncouple the two rooks, which will be a stronger move. To top it off, if we move our knight over here, we also have the diagonal check opportunity from our bishop if it takes the pawn with check, at which point they clearly can counter by using their rook to take, but if they were to do that, well then our queen under cover of the other bishop can easily slide in for a checkmate, meaning that at that point they would be forced to use their queen to interpose instead. But if they do that, then they uncouple the rook over here, at which point we can actually do something else, because the queen over here will be skewered, or rather pinned, by the bishop to the king, meaning that we can then slide our queen over here under cover of the bishop to deliver checkmate. Now let's put all of that into practice, because I've rambled a lot, but it might be confusing. So we start off with the check, which they are forced to counter using their rook. But whilst they do so, we can actually slide in the bishop. If they had taken with the rook, well, then we would have had checkmate, so instead they interpose. But by using their queen to interpose, they have pinned it to the king. As such, if we then use our queen to move over here under cover of our bishop, they can't use their queen to take, as it is pinned. And obviously they can't use their king to take our queen, as our queen is covered by the bishop. As such, this will be checkmate. There we go. Thanks for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, and hopefully see you next time. Bye.